Hello everyone. So today I'm going to do a review of the Arctic Air Tower. This is an evaporative cooler or swamp cooler as some may call it. This thing retails for $100. You can buy it on Amazon, Walmart, and other stores. Funny thing about the price, it used to retail $75 and that's the price I actually paid, but then they bumped up the price to $100 retail. And that's what it is right now. I checked a couple stores, it is $100. All right, let's go over the box first, and then I'll go into more details reviewing this unit. I've been using this thing for the last 2 weeks, and I have some positive things and some negative things to say about it. Now, as I mentioned, let's go over the box. It says, enjoy cool, cleaner air anywhere, large area cooling, 38-inch tower, that's how tall it is. 3 quiet speeds, escalates, evaporative air filter, quiet operation, convenient carry handle, auto-off timer, quick view, water level, LED night light. Easy to use touch controls, easy fill water tank, built-in night light. And here on the bottom says runs up to 16 hours per fill. On the side of the box, and this is what they say it's great for: kitchens, living rooms, offices, bedrooms, basements, and more. And here is the other side. My box is a little bit damaged because they did ship it in this box. And here it says cleans, humidifies, doesn't clean the air, that's just marketing tool. And here is the last side of the box: hot, dry air, cool, moist air coming out. Alright, so now that I got the box on the side, let's go over the actual review of the unit. Now, as I mentioned, I'll be using it for 2 weeks. I have some, some negative things to say about it. First of all, mine came, I don't even know if I want to call it damage, but let me just move this thing on the side. So the first thing I want to mention is mine came with this tank. Now, no matter how many times I try to push this thing in, it just won't do it. I tried 2 hands. I tried with the pressure. It's all made of plastic, so I don't want to do too much pressure. I don't want to take a hammer and try to put it in, but it just doesn't want to go in. It's not a bad thing about this. It just looks off, it just doesn't look right. Good thing about it is it still works. Even though the tank is a little bit open, it still works. It doesn't have that sensor, which is very, very surprising because most of evaporative coolers I use, the moment you try to open up a tank, it turns off the unit or starts beeping. So I guess that's a good thing. Now, I'm not blaming the company. It's probably happened due to shipping. Now, out of the box, the stand comes in 2 pieces. So it has 2 halves. So what you have to do is you're going to have to put these 2 halves together, and then you're going to try to put it on the fan itself, which is another difficult process because if the plastic gets a little bit bent, it's so difficult to put it on. In my case, that's what happened. So it just took forever to put it on. That's why I didn't even do the unboxing. I tried to do an unboxing video, but then I just ended up getting frustrated with this, with this, and then this part. And I just didn't want to be so negative about it because it could have happened. I mean, probably did happen during the shipping, since I did say it got shipped in the original box. And all right, so let's go over the top and show you the buttons. Now we have the 3 speeds here, and then we have the night light, which lights up these buttons. I'll show that in a little bit. Then we have the timer, which goes from 2 hours to 12 hours. So 2, 6, 8, and 12. And then this is the escalation button, which will move this unit left and right. And then on the front of the unit, we have the grill. Now, if you pop off this grill, the fan will stop. It will start beeping. So make sure it's off when you do it. Now, once we remove this, we have the filter. Now, if you ever use one of those small, I did a review of those Arctic Air small fans. It's the same kind of filter. It kind of reminds me of the back of the dishwashing sponge, the back where you use it for scrub. That's kind of like similar material. Now, you can use this and you can remove it, and you can even wet it, freeze it. It's up to you. I mean, it's a bit too big to be freezing like the small units, but it is an option. So to put it back, you just pop it in. and then it clicks into place. Now on the bottom we have the water tank. Now my unit, as I mentioned, it's popping out, so this should be sticking out more, and it's easy to read the water levels. Let me see if you guys can see it. You can see my water level here. Now the back of the unit, which was kind of surprise for me. Now on top you have the carry handle where you can put your hand in and carry it around. The thing itself is not heavy. Even with the water, anybody can move it. It's very, very light. Even if you have like 2 gallons of water, it's still light to move because of the handle. That's a good thing. Now on the back of the unit itself, there's no filter on it, which was very surprising. Every single fan I reviewed has like this mesh on the back where kind of gathers the dust and everything. And it's funny, on the box they mentioned it cleans the air, but it doesn't clean the air because all the dust can just get in from the back, and just there's nothing really to stop it. You see here this black thing, that's the fan, and then inside it spins, and then it has that filter I showed you. So I'm not saying it's gonna blow dust or anything, but I just don't see anything that actually cleans the actual air unless this black thing has anything inside. But we can't really remove it because, as you guys can see, this is like just a whole piece. I mean, I will have to remove the screws and then remove the screws on the bottom to remove this half of the unit, and then check this black stuff. But I believe that's just the fan. So even though they said it cleans the air, I just don't see how it does that. And then we have the specs, if you guys want to pause that and check that. There we go. And on the bottom, as I mentioned, there's the tank reservoir. To put in water, you just press this and then you pop it open. And then you have one of these tubes. The bottom one here, we have the pump, and the pump is used to, it's gonna take that water and it's gonna take it all the way to the top, and then it's gonna drop that water over the filter. And then this other tube is used to have that water drop back inside the tank. So the design itself, it's all right. I mean, you can see it's very plasticky. You know, I can't talk about the actual longevity of this thing, but just by the material that they used, and you know, I don't see it's gonna last that long. All right, so I got some water, and it's very easy to pour. You just take it and just put some water inside. I would say this thing takes probably a gallon of water, maybe gallon and a half. It doesn't have that big of a tank. You know, I know in the beginning I said probably 2 gallons, but now that I see it, it probably takes about, I would say 3-4 liters, which is around a gallon. And I just want to show you guys here, we also have another minimum max line. Definitely don't overfill it. That's a pump killer, so make sure it's between max and minimum line. And there we go. Now we added water. Now we're going to push it in and turn it on. Now let me show you what I mean by the tank. Now no matter how you do it, this thing is just a pain in the back to put this in. It's just honestly, like, it was easier to put it in, but now that I got even more water, now that it's closer to the fold, this thing becomes just so hard to put in. It shouldn't be this difficult, and there we go. See, even now, it's not even... I've reviewed a lot of fans. I mean, you can check my YouTube page, probably 10, maybe even 15 of these evaporative coolers. And this is by far the worst design I've seen when it comes to the tank. It's just so hard. I mean, even now that it's kind of in, it's not really in. It's a bit... and this is the best I can do. I mean, it's popping out, but no matter how many times I try to push it in, it's just not going to work. And what's worse, it's not like you're going to push it in and then that's it. Like, you're going to open it a month after. You have to do this pretty much once every 2 days if you're using it on every day. So it is what it is. All right, so I just refilled that with water. I plugged that in. Now the next thing is turn it on. Now this unit doesn't come with the remote, so you will have to get up and change the speeds, do the timer, the night light escalation. Now to turn it on, all you have to do is press the speed button, and this is what they mean by night light. You can turn that off, on and off. At night, I don't find it that annoying, but you can change like 2 different colors. Probably it's hard to see on the, and here we go. Now look at this thing. Look how much water is coming out. This thing is just, honestly, the more I use it, the worse it gets. Now, as I was doing the review, like the water started squirting at me, which hasn't happened before. I saw that on reviews, and you know, it's not that I didn't believe it, but it's like, I thought it was rare. I thought it was like 1 in 1,000 units, but I'm not sure. Look at this. You can see the drops of my water as I put my hand here. I mean, this thing is just, but yeah, now it kind of stopped. And so yeah, be prepared for that. Don't put it close to your other electronics, because if some water squirts on them, I mean, it can damage the, you know, especially if it's close to electricity. I'm not saying this will happen to you. I used that numerous times. I haven't noticed any water squirting, and now I'm doing a review for you guys, and you know, it just started squirting water, and you can see it's wet on this side. Yeah, that's I mean, the more you use it, the worse it gets. I mean, this is one of those fans I really regret buying for numerous reasons, and this is another reason I hate it. Anyways, as I was showing you guys the buttons, hopefully it stopped squirting. Right now it stopped. It did happen a few times. It just got my hands a little bit wet and my carpet, but anyways, here's the timer, so you can do 2, 6, 8, or 12 hours, so you can turn it off. And here's the escalation. Now, as I mentioned, this stand is just 2 pieces of plastic. Now let me just turn it off so I can talk, you guys can hear me. And you guys can see there's like a bunch of water, and you shouldn't do that. No other fan, evaporative cooler I use does this, none of them. Now this is just a bad design, to be honest. It shouldn't be doing that, and I shouldn't squirt water, throw water out of it. As you guys can see, my water levels are good. Here's the max, and this is where my water level is, so it's not like overfilled that. And again, there's some water. Now this could be from me pushing the reservoir in. As you guys saw, it was just hard to pop it back in. Even now it's not all the way popped in, so this could be in. Hopefully it doesn't start leaking on the bottom, because this would just be a disaster. I mean, it starts squirting at me. I can't put in reservoir. It just, anyway. So before I show you how it escalates left to right, as I mentioned, it does come with this stand, which is a 2-piece. It's 2 halves, and you know, it's made of plastic. It's not very stable. Now, what I mean by that, look at this. I'm just gonna look at this, just like a little tap. Look, this isn't normal. Come on. So if you have a dog or cat, he just sits a little bit and bam, like it might even fall down. It's just. And trust me, I did put it right. I did put it inside the holes on the stand, and that's the first thing I noticed once I put it on. Look at this. I mean, this isn't normal, like, come on. Anyway, so let me show you how it escalates. Now escalation works as it's supposed to. I just wish it was a little bit more stable. Now when it's moving left to right, it's not shaking, it's not doing anything weird. So this unit doesn't have the cold feature that other evaporative coolers use. For example, like let's say if I just want to use the fan without the water, without anything, doesn't have that feature. So this one has the cold feature 100% of the time. That's, you know, it could be a good thing, but also it could be a bad thing because the pump has to work 100% of the time. And it's putting a lot of pressure on the pump. Plus, another thing, I don't like using the pump all the time because it brings a lot of humidity into the room. And, you know, let's say using it 3, 4, 5 hours, your room will get very humid, and then that cold feature will become hot feature because too much humidity will just make you more hot. Let's say, for example, it's hot outside and then you have this humidity popping in, and it's just gonna make the room even hotter, especially if you don't have any windows or doors open. Now let's go over the speeds. I'm not gonna do the decibels on this thing because I'm using my second phone and that's where the app is, but so this will be the highest speed. Now even at the high speed, it's not too loud like some other ones. The ones I review have like very loud third speed. This one isn't that bad. Second speed is noticeable, but again, it's not that bad. If you put it in the corner, you will hear it, but it's not going to distract you from doing other stuff. I like to use it on the first speed. And the first speed isn't that loud, it's very usable. Now when it comes to the output of air, it's pretty good. It's better than some of the evaporative coolers I used. Even on the first speed, if you put it like 4 or 5 feet in front of you, it will give you a decent amount of air. Now when it comes to the cooling, I do have my temperature sensor. I'm gonna let this unit run for about 10-15 minutes, and right now it's been running for a few minutes, and oh wait, I gotta turn it on. Now we're having 73.2. Now my room is about 80 degrees right now, so it is lowering the temperature of the air by 7 degrees. So most this unit will do, I would say it's in the range between 5 to 8 degrees lower temperature than the room temperature. So for example, if your room is 70 degrees, this will give you about 65 to 63 degrees air coming out. If your room is 90 degrees, then this will give you 83 to 85 degrees. So it just depends what's the temperature of the air that's coming in. It does what it's supposed to do. It does give you a cooler breeze. Now this isn't portable AC. This will not lower the temperature of your actual room. Now, in conclusion, for me, I did have a few bad experiences. I don't want to take that away from the whole unit because my tank was, you know, as you guys saw, out of place. The stands were a little bit bent. I had to put them in place. And as you guys noticed, it did squirt on me as I was trying to do a review, which it didn't do before, which is kind of funny. Maybe when you add water more to the max line, it does the squirting. I saw that in reviews, and honestly, I thought it was pretty rare, but as you guys saw, it happened to me while I was doing the review. For those reasons, I will return this unit. It's just not something, it's just not one of those units I want to be using. For $100, you can add about $20, $30 more and buy that Honeywell I did review of. I use that unit every single day. I use it anywhere from 12 to 15 hours, like non-stop, and it just works flawlessly for now. Now, just because I had a couple bad experiences doesn't mean each unit is like this. Now, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.